All right. Welcome, everyone, to the regularly scheduled Board of Ethics meeting for August 8th?
9th.
9th? August 9th. I am the non-chair and non-vice chair, David Nesbitt, and but who may be running the show today, assuming that I can get approved.
Make
by
a
the
motion
end
to
of
have
the
David
member.
Nesbitt fill in as vice chair.
All right. So do I have a second?
Second.
All right. Any opposition? Hearing no opposition, off we go. That's satisfying.
That's good.
Yeah, okay. So, a roll call, please.
Ted Carlson, Terry Kelly, Jack McKenna,
Here?
David Nesbitt,
Here.
Marsha Olson.
Here.
Also present is Dee Ennis, Deputy Municipal Attorney, Lisa Toussaint, Administrative Hearing Officer, and Lisa Slusner, Deputy Municipal Clerk. You have a quorum.
Any amendments to the agenda? Ms. Ennis.
Which are, let me see,
Typically, I hear them from you.
I wasn't supposed to be here today. I had
Oh.
a 3-hour meeting that got canceled.
Did you really? Yeah.
But that led to me getting my book in.
Yeah. Any, do we need to change the agenda at all? Any?
Can I see where?
Ms.
Where are
Slusner?
we?
Oh,
Lisa.
Brett has your purple paper as your
I did.
agenda.
Okay.
What we could do is just start plugging away, and
Yep.
if we need to
I think
move, we
that's
can move.
fine.
But how's that sound? Okay, so
Well, one suggestion is
Yes.
simply, because Ms. Olson will be conflicted from 7A,
okay.
that go at the bottom, we go after the other two, and I don't know if Mr. Kelly did his anyway, but just to be, so you don't have to stay through
Yeah.
that. I think that'll be a 20-minute discussion, so.
Okay, with that amendment to the agenda, can we approve the agenda? Any opposition to approving the agenda? No, hearing no objection, the agenda is approved with that minor correction. So 7A will be moved to the bottom after 7D, essentially. Minutes from the previous meeting. I'm sure we've all spent time reviewing them in great detail. Oh, are there any?
There are.
I think so. Okay, can we approve the minutes from last time? I suppose we should have a motion on that. Can someone make a motion to approve the minutes?
Motion to approve the minutes.
Any objection? Hearing no objection, those minutes are approved. And so now, the consent agenda. Anything in here, Lisa, that we need to pay attention to, or just go through them?
There's not much, but mostly it's things that we're going to review, so we might as well go through it.
Okay.
So we're on green first with Ennis's letter to Todd Hess.
Is that in here?
Oh, okay.
Yes.
And I didn't send this out. I thought the board should probably review it.
Okay, can we just take a minute and read it? then?
Mhm. And the form, Lisa, will simply have the reservation portion removed.
Well, we talked about this. The only reason we have the form is for the reservation.
so the whole
form
form goes
is
away.
gone,
Okay, so I
and
need
it's
to-
disconnected from the website.
So I need to switch,
Yeah.
so this would be to eliminate the form itself. Okay,
Oh, I see.
okay. And I caught a spelling error. Are there other siblings? This THEIR should be there. GIF ASD materials, so any. Todd Hess was part of this whole process, and he was part of the code rewrite, and we had to meet with the school district 3-4 times to get their buy-in, so he's well aware of all of this.
Okay.
And you wanna
Yeah, do
boost
this
up
one.
any portion of it, or bolster up any portion, or do you wanna bolster up the example, or is this, hey, just good enough that it'll?
I don't think
Yeah.
Todd's going to mind. I
Yeah.
mean, the point is,
Yeah.
and Todd's going to buy off of this, I'm
Mhm.
sure. Any way to simplify the process,
Okay.
I think. Does anybody have any suggestions or
Okay.
edits? Or,
Okay.
No.
okay, that sounds good.
So I'll correct that, Lisa, hopefully
Okay.
today, and I'll send it out. And we should send it out because the teachers are probably starting to meet at this.
Yeah, they're starting to reluctantly trudge on in, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they do their trainings, I believe, at the
I shouldn't
beginning
say
of the
that.
year, so they're starting in on that.
I have it on good authority that some of them are reluctant.
Okay, the potential conflict of interest claims.
Okay, so the first one you'll see is the reordin where you wanted more information. So right past that, you'll see the email that I got back from David Whiting, and highlighted in yellow is what he says about that.
That seems adequately responded
Agreed.
Good.
The rest are
to.
new.
Yeah, the rest are new. And again, I've always relied on Mr. Writing, really. Unless I hear from Lisa or Dee, kind of a red flag. If he signs off on it, I don't know that I would second guess that one. Who is this signing for, David Whiting? Do you remember that?
Looks like Brian, maybe Brianna Sullivan. This looks like a B. No, can't be
Oh,
her.
this one here?
Yeah, no, but it can't be that person. That's the.
I'm just curious. It's not
Yeah. Hmm.
What's that?
No problem with the
Yeah,
line.
And you've seen these deeds before they come in, have you?
No.
Oh, you haven't? Oh, this is new for you too.
Okay, the first disclosure
Yeah.
is the croon one that you say every meeting you're going to take 5 seconds to go call. So,
Oh, the
skip
bar-
over- yeah.
This is Steve or Barbara.
but the second one is the one you asked me to follow up on with Joyce Anderson. And if you go past that one, you'll see Barbara's response. You asked for a short explanation as to why this is or isn't a conflict.
Oh, that's right. She received, as president, she received a salary of $56,000, right? Ballot review conflict.
I'm gonna get salary.
It's not a salary?
I think it's the contract.
Yeah,
it's
the
a
leader
contract.
woman
Yeah.
voter.
Oh, okay.
Lisa, what, because we don't have the original form that was an issue. Do you know,
It's right before it.
Yeah.
is it?
Oh, how come you don't have it? Okay. Oh, you pulled yours
So
out.
Joyce is on the
Oh.
election.
And I didn't reproduce them because I didn't think
okay.
you were going to be here. You can use
Okay.
mine.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm satisfied by this. It seems like there's not really an overlap in what the commission would be doing versus what the contract is.
I'm not sure if I'm supposed to say this, but I am a member of the League of Women Voters.
Oh.
I don't know if that matters to us. I don't feel like it does really. I pay my dues and I sometimes register people to vote. And I don't know Joyce personally.
And even if you were a drafter of their materials,
Yeah,
which you're not,
Yeah.
it would, again, it's still say non-overlap.
Do you
So
feel
this
comfortable?
explains it to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like I still had to say something.
Yeah.
No,
I
no,
think so.
we already voted about
Yeah.
this. We don't need to vote on that, do
No, you're going to accept it with the consent
Consent.
agenda.
we? No, I mean, as far as Marcia
Oh.
having a conflict, we don't have to actually have, should we have a discussion about, she did bring it up, but should we have
Yeah.
a discussion about it?
Yeah, I think you should
Oh.
at least, and again, I think the clarification is
Yeah.
you're not one of the people that prepare the materials that we
No,
prepare
not
every
at all.
year, and so you really have no influence on the election commission.
Nor do you feel any particular inability to be able to objectively review this particular?
No, I don't. I don't even attend meetings.
Okay, all right, okay, fair
Where
enough. Any
women
objection to
vote.
Marcia continuing?
No, not
No,
this
okay.
one.
Okay,
They get my check.
That wasn't too casual, was it?
No, I think
Okay.
that's fine.
Okay, so, assuming that that's okay, what was our issue with Steve Rebecca? We were gonna call him,
On the Coon.
the barge? Were we gonna call him?
Oh,
say-
you don't have, it's in your front there.
Oh.
You pulled it out, but you didn't take it with you. I think I saw it in your little.
That's not a good
See right
sign.
there?
Right here.
Yeah.
I think there's some things you pulled out there.
Oh,
No?
This one? No, this is.
Oh, shoot.
This is, because I've rewritten that letter.
Okay, maybe you did take it with you, maybe that was
Oh, I
it.
think I did take it with me.
Oh, here's page 2. That's not front and back.
Okay, when we take a 5-minute break, I'll
Sure.
go pause. these.
okay, all right.
Can you guys, can one of you who can read the handwriting better? I can see some of it, responsible for vessel
Vessel
operations,
operations,
scheduling business.
Business. OTB is a fuel delivery company, but is purely transportation based on the marine side.
And marine. Thanks. And then potential conflicts, negotiate.
Rates for vessels, scheduling, port Alaska.
Customers support.
Customers,
or-
right.
or some-
Customers of
Before.
Port
And I think what I
Alaska.
was supposed to also look,
Customers of the company and work for our vessels use the Port of Alaska. Minimal activities, insignificant input. Recuse myself or anything
On anything, yeah.
on anything
Associated with.
associated with financial impropriety.
Yeah.
Good job, thank you.
It's
village. And my handwriting is far worse.
and the Port Commission may well have code-directed membership, you know, that there needs to be a
really?
couple of different involvements, so that's what I need to ask Steve about.
Okay. All right, so we'll take 5 minutes of a break, but otherwise.
Yeah, and I'll run.
Okay. All right, so, notice and respond.
And Lisa, I'll give this back to you today.
Okay.
Because I do have this on my desk.
Okay.
Oh, Mac Tutor, we've dealt with this before, and we have tutors work on the side.
And again, this was just a notice of intent to respond.
Okay,
If anybody objected to it.
okay. Oh, gotcha, okay. So, is that the consent agenda? Move to approve the consent agenda with, I'm trying to think, did we, other than your
Other
5-minute
than
break, is there anything else?
Mr. Crew.
That's
No,
it, right? So
mhm.
move to approve, other than that one
Okay.
item that we'll follow up with. Any objection?
No objection?
Okay, consent agenda is approved. And new business. Next meeting Wednesday. Are we going to this again? Are we still doing a quarterly? What's
One
our
of them I
current?
needed to go to was to present the solicitation policy. You're talking about the
Yes.
assembly.
I'm
And
looking
so
at-
I think
yeah.
you and I had said that probably we should do that, or Lisa could come too, but that needs to be presented to them because they're the next step. And I would assume they'll have lots of questions. I did talk to Lisa about the last meeting, but because it was right in the elections, and I'm not even sure this next meeting is the appropriate meeting, it might be the one after it, where they have time to talk, because they're gonna have half an hour, 45 minutes worth of questions on it. So that probably it's not even this one, because the next one will be a report about how the election went.
Yeah, the campus is on the 17th, and so there's probably going to be some wrap-up discussions, you know, that might monopolize that meeting.
How best, Lisa, do you think it would be for us, who's the head of that committee these days?
Pete Peterson.
Is to maybe ask Pete, maybe set it on for
Would it be
September.
Okay.
But to say, you know, that we get that to them ahead of time
Okay.
so that they can look and have questions
In September.
in September. And then some grouping from this board. I mean, I would assume it would be us
Sure.
three.
Okay.
Okay.
You're more than welcome to come. It's a very small subcommittee, 3 to 5 people. But they usually have pretty good questions. because then from there, they would be bringing it forward to the assembly to have the code change.
Which committee is it, or subcommittee?
Ethics and elections.
Or it's even some elections, okay.
Okay, so we'll plan on attending the September.
September
meeting.
one.
Okay.
Or ask, confirm that that would be a
Mhm.
better idea.
Okay. And I'll try to, you don't know the date now of that meeting?
It's
do
the
you?
fourth Wednesday. Do we have a
Fourth Wednesday.
calendar up here?
So fourth Wednesday of September.
And Dennis,
Yeah.
David, I was saying less,
26th?
26th.
Terry really wanted to go. I mean, I'm not sure we need also, but he might also be
Sure.
another person that could go.
What's our time on that meeting?
Noon to
Lunchtime.
1.
12 to 1.
Yeah, I'll add that to the calendar and then just kind of
Okay.
keep track of it. So that's,
Because we'll be meeting again before that time.
right.
And I think I told them many, many meetings ago that we would be doing this. And,
I'm happy. I don't see you, I'm happy. It's after I think about it. Usually I talk to you before, just borrow it and pretend it's my own, and then I hand it over to you. It works really well. It works really well.
So that's the only procedure you're doing.
If I do it out in the open, then right. Okay. So there's no reason for any of us to attend the August 22 meeting, but we'll plan
No,
on.
I don't
seeing
think
that.
so.
Okay. So we'll move 7A down to the bottom, so we're on to 7B, which is the request for an advisory opinion 2018-2.
And this I wrote, just a really quick response to that person who wanted to provide covered parking.
Is this, this is not confidential, is it?
No, I don't.
Mm-mm.
say anything.
So we can remain in open session
Yes.
for this? Okay. Why don't we just take a minute and read it? Has everybody else read it but me?
I think
Nobody
I missed the meeting where this was discussed.
discussed even.
Mike,
Okay.
Okay, let me just take a minute. Oh, this is the one who wanted to give parking in his buildings to like APD officers.
To all employees for free.
The free parking at Silver Ridge does not offer protection from the weather?
No, I think they
it
were
was
out in the open.
Out in the
Yeah.
open.
Okay. And it does not offer a plug-in?
Right.
Okay, all right.
Quotation at the end of the quote.
Who's that one?
The end quotation in front of AMC 115 50.
Oh, okay. I have two more clerical too. Thought Terry would be very proud of me that I started with the general rule,
Mhm.
because it was torture to do it that way first. And then he's not here.
So I have a question for you, Dean.
Okay.
So the generally accepted gifts, you know, the discount price
Mhm.
or award available to all,
Mhm.
does that somehow obviate the need for the case-specific analysis?
Well, see, the board didn't go that
Yeah.
direction. And so there was the sort of
The
torture,
rub.
because couldn't I
Mhm.
just go right there? But the board really discussed the general rule and influence.
Right.
Seemed to think that that was important.
Mm-hmm.
If a building inspector moved in, then that would be important despite that more general rule.
Right.
And by the way, for the purposes of this person, I did go talk to APD, and they said, oh, no, that would be fine, because they would rely on that general rule.
Mm-hmm.
So I will let him know that APD is okay with that.
Maybe he's okay.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and we're okay with APD
Yeah.
doing it, right?
Yeah, I think your
So I
examples
had,
are good.
so I had to go to the general rule first.
Yeah, I like your examples, but yeah, that stuck out in my mind, like, are we
Mhm.
essentially saying this looks like it would fall within the scope of that general rule or not? Looks
Well,
like
I
we're not
mean,
sure.
The general, well,
Or
because I don't
the
make a
general-
conclusion.
The last part, you know, the generally accepted gifts, because they're available
Well, I think we sort of briefly assumed that it would fall within that.
Mhm.
Do we want to make that a stronger statement? Because our whole analysis was on the undue influence. We spent the whole board meeting on that.
I mean, my feeling is that your example about the building inspector is super good, and I think frankly that should kind of override the generally accepted gifts to public, to.
Yeah, at
public
first I thought
employees.
about even take that
I
out,
know.
but it's a factor.
I know. It's in there.
Remember, he was funny, he said it would not be in his best interest to have a building inspector.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah.
He was funny about that.
I wanted to footnote that.
Yeah.
He said, really. And Lisa, just, covered parking, the second line up before conclusion, covered parking without charge, not without a charge, I would take out the A there. And then the very last line on the conclusion, with the ethics board or the board of ethics, review, so of the board of ethics.
Mhm.
And I left that in for 10, and he's not here either.
So what we're kind of saying is, folks should really, the folks who might be recipients of these kinds of gifts should come
Should
to
check
us,
with us.
and we're not totally sure which way we would go.
Right.
I think that's fine.
Yeah.
Mhm. In a sense, we're laying out what the rules say, but we're not, applying them.
It's
because
not a
we really
foregone
don't-
conclusion.
Right, we
Yes.
don't really have a case upon which
Yeah.
to apply the analysis.
Exactly.
Because he basically was talking about an HD officer. I
That's how it
believe.
started.
Right.
But I'd hate to give an opinion as to one, and then he'd come back with, well,
Exactly.
what about this, or
Yeah.
what about that? This is much easier.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
It's a
I'm
phone
okay.
call to me, essentially.
Just a couple of.
A couple of
some
clerical, okay.
clerical
Good
issues.
job, Dee.
Yeah, thanks for, you got
Yeah.
that this morning. Very good.
No, I actually did this 2 weeks ago.
Did
We
you?
redid it last night at 7 o'clock. You know that when you read it the next time and go, ooh.
Yeah.
Okay, good, so,
Jack knows that process. Okay.
so, do we need to move to approve that, or,
I think so, yes.
Yeah.
okay,
I'll move to approve.
okay. Any objection, or second, any objections to approving that? Hearing no objections, so the letter will then be sent out to, the building owner?
Yes.
Okay,
So I usually format it, and I'll go ahead and send it without a signature, because sometimes it takes a long time for that to happen, a month. So that's what I'll do this time, and then I'll send it out again with a signature, but I'll put it on the website as well.
Okay.
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 All right, and again, this was not confidential, so
No.
okay. Okay, advisory opinion 2018-3, is that what we're?
Yeah. This
okay.
was Terry.
This is
wasn't it?
Terry, so we don't have anything,
Okay.
so we can skip it
So
or continue
we'll,
it.
We'll move,
17.
advisory opinion 2018-3, then into our next meeting. We don't have any time deadlines we have to worry about on this,
No.
do we? Okay. And then.
And
Dee Dee.
I don't know if you can do we have a corresponding, a video, audio tape on that portion, on that, when she came here?
Yes,
if
and I've
we-
sent it to Terry
Oh, so
twice.
he's already got it,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
How's the development of our new PowerPoint presentation for our ethics
Reading
training?
along.
Is it continuing to move along? All right.
Just FYI, in the annual report, I put that as your only goal. So-
For this year? Well, I may just have to take it over at some point, because we do have, although I think Terry said he had also an ability to have an interactive
I thought so.
video. So maybe I'll start bugging him.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We'll
Never been effective in the past, but
No,
see how that
no.
works.
Well, we'll move that to the next meeting as well.
Should we maybe take our 5-minute break soon so you can get a phone call while Marcia's still here?
Yeah.
Because we're getting close to there.
Because I think our next is the 7A, isn't it?
Yeah, there's one thing left. Okay, yep.
Okay.